Most people think retirement gets easier when you have more money. You save more, you invest better, you hit some magic number, and then everything finally feels peaceful. But here's what surprised me. I've met people with $1 million who still check their accounts every day. They're stressed out, and I've met others with half that amount, and they're sleeping just fine. So what's the difference? It's not the number. I think it's the small habits that make money feel simple. After my last video about the expenses that quietly drain your money away, a lot of you said, okay, so what should we actually do then? So today, let's make this a little easier if we can. There's no spreadsheets, no complicated plans, just 7 small habits that make the pressure go away. And it's going to make retirement feel calm and more under control. First, auto pay everything you can. And I know that sounds small, but folks, this one removes so much hidden stress. Because when bills are scattered all over all month long, you're constantly thinking, did I pay that? Dang, is that due tomorrow? Even if you don't realize it, your brain's carrying all that around with it. Utilities, insurance, subscriptions. Folks, set it up once and forget it. Now, instead of managing bills every week, life just quietly handles itself in the background. You don't even have to think about it. You didn't work 40 years just to babysit due dates. Secondly, use one main credit card, not 5, not a wallet full, just one. Because every extra account is another statement. It's another login. It's just another thing you got to track. And folks, that's mental clutter. When everything goes through one card, it's simple. You look at one statement and you instantly know where things stand. It's easier to catch mistakes. It's easier to spot fraud. It's easier to stay organized. I've noticed something over the years. Complexity feels responsible, but it actually creates a lot of stress. Simplicity is what feels free. And retirement should feel free, folks. Third, do a weekly 10-minute money check. And I want to be clear here. This is not budgeting. There's no spreadsheets here either. There's no calculators. Just awareness. Once a week, maybe Sunday morning, coffee in hand, open up your account, glance at the balances, scan your recent charges, and you're done. 10 minutes tops. That's it, because here's what happens. When you don't look, little problems are going to turn into big ones. But when you check lightly and you check regularly, nothing ever sneaks up on you. Staying lightly aware beats obsessing. It really does. And it definitely beats avoiding. Fourth, fewer accounts overall. This one sneaks up on people a lot. Old 401ks from past jobs, three different banks, random savings accounts you opened years ago. And suddenly your money is scattered everywhere. Now, every time you try to check things, you're thinking, okay, wait a minute. Where's that again? That's quiet stress, folks. If you can consolidate 1 or 2 banks, 1 brokerage, keep it simple. When everything lives in one place, you feel organized. And when you feel organized, you feel in control. Folks, that feeling alone lowers your stress more than people realize. Fifth, keep a cash buffer. This one might be the most important emotionally anyways. I like having 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting in cash, not invested, not chasing returns, just sitting there. Because retirement isn't stressful when things go right. It's stressful when something unexpected happens. The car breaks, the AC dies, the dog's got to go to the vet. And if you don't have cash, now you're worried. But if you do have cash, it's just okay, pay it. No panic, no selling investments at the wrong time. Cash doesn't buy high returns, folks, but it buys incredible sleep at night. And honestly, sleep's worth a lot more. 6, automate your savings too. And yes, even in retirement, a lot of people think savings stops once you retire. But we still move a little money every month. Not for 20 years from now, not for investing, just for life, for travel, for home repairs, for Christmas gifts, or property taxes. All those things are coming. They're coming eventually. Instead of getting hit with a big bill all at once, set a little aside each month. So when the time comes, the money's already there. It's just waiting. Nothing feels like an emergency. When the money moves automatically, life just feels smoother. And 7th, and this one's more psychological, decide once, not daily, because decision fatigue is real. If you're constantly asking yourself, can we afford this? Should we spend that? Is that okay? Retirement starts to feel stressful again. So instead, set simple rules ahead of time. Maybe eating out stays under $60. Maybe gifts are $50 per grandkid. And we've got 6 of them, so it's at $50 per grandkid. Maybe you set a yearly travel budget. Make the decision once and stop thinking about it. Fewer daily decisions equals more mental freedom, folks. And that's what retirement's supposed to feel like. Did you notice something here? None of these habits require more money. They just remove friction. And retirement gets easier when life has less friction. Less tracking, less worrying, less did I forget something? There's more living. There's more time with family. There's more mornings that just feel calm. That's the real goal. And if you haven't seen the video about the hidden expenses that drain your retirement, I'll link it here. And I think I got this finally. It's going to be in this corner. It actually fixes a lot of these problems. And folks, I'm also hosting a live stream this coming Tuesday. I think it's February 10th at 7 o'clock. So if you want to come and hang out and talk retirement questions together, come on and join me. I'd like to thank you all for spending some time with me today. And I'll see you in the next one.